I have to say I'm a little pissed I didn't win last week.
Really?
I thought I should have been in the top.
Today's challenge is the Clash of Casters. Each of you will pair up and take on the role of commentators, narrating a VGC battle of your very own hosts, us.
Our episode 2 winner, Destiny Kai, will have the power, the chance to decide who they pair with.
That I will pick to go with Cecily
Oh boy.
for this challenge.
It's sure to be a heated battle. Let's
get
stoned.
stoned. Me and Caddy found a loophole. We were DMing each other. No one told us we couldn't DM, so we DM'd a bit. The ideas coming from Caddy were phenomenal.
Transjoy is the name.
Period.
Next up, Llama and Carrie Marie Elizabeth Franklin Wampus III because she ate and killed the first and the second. It is great to finally see the two people that we see and we talk to before we hit record. Dawn, Avel, and Regan Thracia.
But I think a notebook helps so much. Write it all down.
I was a tiny little bit disappointed because I think that both of you set yourselves a little bit for failure.
The winners of this shoutcasting challenge are Llama Rizzy and Caddy Wampus.
Congratulations, Caddy Wampus, for winning the battle and getting yourself 2 extra points.
Next week, I'm coming in guns a-blazing. It's no shade. This next week is my week.
I'm feeling good. I'm coming for the crown, baby.
I'm gonna go get extremely high.
I don't throw shade, I'm the forecast.
They say I have mental illness, and they're absolutely right.
I may not be the biggest streamer here, but I definitely have the biggest.
It's me and Sylveon versus the world.
I don't spill the tea, I am the tea.
Get busy for Llama Rizzy.
I don't just have a good rack. I also have a bad attitude.
It's a brand new day in the research lab.
Hey, how are Caddy and Llama feeling being in the top? How do you guys feel?
Feeling a little nice, feeling a little cutesy. Finally, a cis woman can top in these streets.
Yes.
Yes! Llama. I feel stunning, and not only did I win last week, but I do fear I am in the front of the competition right now. Completely.
First time you've been in front of something your entire life, Diva. Round of applause.
No. She's used to being in front.
Girl, I was in front of the
Oh, I get it.
It is a brand new day in the research lab, and it is our final week in the research lab, might I add. And I'm feeling very good. I'm coming in as the top dog so far. I have the most points.
A lot of emotions after last week. I was told, basically, I know you can do better, which, fair enough. I mean, I am, this beautiful.
Well, can we get a round of applause for Llama Rizzy and Caddy Wampus for no longer being pillow princesses? Yes. Now there's only one pillow princess left. Erin.
Yes.
Week 4, and we still have them in the top. How you feeling?
Look, I'm just saying Caddy wouldn't have been here if it weren't for me giving my point to them. And, they deceived me a little bit.
Deceived?
I do have Erin to thank for that. If Erin didn't give me that point week 1 by thinking I didn't have any points yet, then I definitely wouldn't be in the position I am. So Erin, thank you for that. With that said, if you want to take a look at the track record, I do have the best track record.
It could have been any one of you. You could have taken that point for me, but no one spoke up.
What are we supposed to do? Sister, stop! Stop in the name of love!
Yeah, exactly.
All I'll say about that is that this is a competition.
Yeah.
And who am I to turn away points?
That just goes to show that it is still anyone's game, y'all.
Is it
That's true.
Except Serena.
I'm really happy for Llama and Caddy for being in the top last week. I feel like everyone's getting their flowers, and I'm really anticipating for us to either read each other or battle each other?
I'm scared because I got top and I'm still in a bottom placement.
No!
No, don't talk about yourself like that.
Don't count yourself out, Diva. And that goes for Aaron too.
Going into this episode, I know I need to either win it or get at least 2 to 3 helping hand points. Otherwise, I'm nowhere near that top 4.
This is a last week, so this determines who goes to the final 4.
Oh my god, yes.
How are we feeling about getting cut in half?
Well, I'm usually the one doing the cutting in half, so.
Archie's talking a lot, and yeah, I mean, also other news, fish found in water, but you know, we love him for that.
It is still a competition at the end of the day. These are my new sisters. I feel so sad that this is going to be our last time being together in this capacity, but you know what? At the end of the day, 3 of these bitches gotta go, so bring on the challenge. I wanna gloves off. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding.
I feel like sometimes as like a content creator, like we can just have like tunnel vision, but like this competition really gives us the opportunity to really like network and build bonds and just really little opportunities outside of like big productions where like we have the opportunity to do this. So I was just like reflecting yesterday coming home from work and I was just like, I'm so emotional and so excited, but so grateful to just be here and to, no matter how it goes, this is just an amazing life-changing experience. So
even a little shade, it's fine. But like, it's been such a treat, such a light to be around all of you. It's such a small sub-community, right? To be queer and to also love Pokemon as much as we do. And to have this little subsect be together is the greatest that I've been online like, for a while now.
Oh my god, I feel the
And I
same
have
way.
one thing to say. My breasts are huge.
Yes!
Period.
Oh, the estrogen. Oh.
Whatever happens this week, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna destroy it.
I just try to take the energy from week 2 and shove it in me as much as I can to hopefully get into that top 4.
I know there's something in the air. There's something in the air brewing, so I'm not all cocky like you think I should be.
Hello.
The Stone Sisters walk into the room, and first of all, on one hand, we have Rough Trade Dawnstone, and we've got Christian Girl Autumn Shiny Stone.
I'm Dawnstone. Hello. I'm Dawnstone. Hello. That's a man. And players, welcome to your final challenge. Today, we want to give you the most authentic Girly Pop Cup experience by hosting a best of 3 tournament to decide who will move on to the grand
knew it.
finale of the Girly Pop Cup EeeveeGC Extravaganza.
I'm shook. I'm shocked. I'm gagged. Ugh, I probably should have practiced my VGC skills a bit more this week.
I am so scared. It's not okay. Caddy destroyed me in our top battle. Like, I am so scared for this finale.
A battling challenge? Something in my wheelhouse? I hope I can take this brain of mine and use it to fight my way to this top 4.
Hi, I am a man in a wig, also known as Shiny Stone. You all have participated in a beautiful social game, if you will. Friendships have been forged. All of you definitely given your competitors a helping hand. But at the end of the day, this is a competition. And in the spirit of competition, we want to ask each of you, before we even begin this tournament, who do you think is your biggest competition?
As soon as they asked who your biggest competition was, I smelled a production stunt.
Cat Elizabeth Marie Wampus III. As our current frontrunner, let's start with you. Who do you think is your biggest competition?
I don't want to say anyone. They're all my sisters. I don't know. None of them are competition. I have someone in mind that has been very charismatic this whole season. I do fear Archie might be my biggest competition. The charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent is there. The battling skills we'll see today, but the personality, baby. You have the personality for sure.
Interesting. I see how it is.
Then Archie, since you were picked, who is your biggest competition?
I want to say Dawn, but I'm worried that there is a twist with this that's going to pair us off into some part of the challenge, and I don't want to sabotage my sister. Send them all home. I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm
2 weeks
kidding.
ago was really the best proof of that. Go on.
Crazy. In terms of personality and charisma, I think many people on the team do rival me, but if we're talking about strictly charisma and personality, I think Dawn Avell can absolutely go toe-to-toe with me. I fear the charisma that oozes out of this diva. But if we're talking about strategy and skill, I think Aaron has is a wild card for me. And I'm curious to see what he brings. So I would say, pick one. Okay, fine. Dang. Okay, my biggest fine.
I want to argue with you, but I also want to blow you off the face of the earth.
I would say Aaron, because that is a wild card. I do not know what he is bringing to this competition, and that scares me.
I wasn't sad about it because me and Archie have been having a little bit of an alliance, and we wanted to make sure each of us got to the final.
I think he was trying to be nice and give it to his West Coast sister, Erin, to say, to hype him up and say, he's competition and stuff.
I'm going to pick the second best option, and I'm going to choose Aaron because no one has seen this diva battle. And I think the fact that he's a wild card still at this late in the competition is scary. So I'm going to say him as my biggest competition.
Aaron, who is your biggest competition?
My first instinct is to say myself because I am very self-deprecating. However, I would like to call Archie to the stand. I don't know. I want to say they're the opposite of me, so I feel like they can outshine me better sometimes.
Me? Well, yes, that does seem correct.
I considered the possibility that whoever we said would be who we would go up against. So looking at all the team sheets that I had access to, I figured that Archie would be the easiest to take down.
Since Archie has already chosen, let's go in alphabetical order. And next should be Destiny Kai. Who is your biggest competition?
Can't I say more? I'm thinking someone who has the charisma that has been shown for all these 3 weeks, but also has the battle capability as well. So my biggest competition is Regan.
That's fair.
Regan, Claude Von Thracia.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you choose as your biggest competition?
Out of all these dogs, my sister Dawn.
So Dawn _Avell is your biggest competition.
Yes.
That leaves us with Dawn and Llama. So alphabetical order again. Dawn, who is your biggest competition?
Realistically, everyone here is competition. Pokemon battles can go either way. You never know. But in this particular competition, I would say when it comes to battling, because this is a Pokemon battle competition after all. Hello, world, Earth, planet, in the solar system. My biggest competition, it would have to be someone that has shown me that she can beat my ass once, and it's definitely have to be Regan. She's giving Fifth Element, by the way. Down.
And what is the 5th element? Puss.
And last, but definitely not least, Llama Rizzi, who, out of all these queer people, is your biggest competition?
Yeah, my biggest competition in this competition is... I'm gonna have to say Regan. She's a front runner. She's quick and witty. She knows what she's doing. She's just such a good competitor. She's so witty. She is so funny, and she knows a lot more than she puts off. Truly.
All right. With that being said, all of our points were assigned, and we do have some very important information. This feedback is very much appreciated and will actually be used to determine who moves on to the finale. Quite literally, because the name you chose as your biggest competition will receive your helping hand point for today.
Oh, God. If I knew that was the twist, I would have said him. Fuck, he was so close.
Gaggy, that's how you give points. I definitely would not have given my point to Archie if I knew.
I would have been more strategic if you told me that this is what I was doing. But second of all, 3 people named me.
Oh, we just give our points away? Great. I got none. 3 weeks straight.
Nobody chose me at all, so I'm sitting in dead last again.
I would like to thank not only Jesus, but God.
But that's not all. Not all of you will participate in this week's tournament, because 3 contestants with the most points will be guaranteed a spot in the grand finale. The remaining 4 of you will need to battle it out for the 4th and final spot.
And the points, as they stand in the lead with 8 helping hand points, the first person guaranteed the chance to compete in our live finale at twitch.tv/GirlyPopGames is Regan Thracia.
I just love when things work out the way they're supposed to. It's just so beautiful.
In second place, with 7 helping hand points, our next guaranteed spot in the finale is Archie Merck.
Being in the top 4, just a good vibe. I just have to sit back. I can just sit back and vibe and crack open a cold one and watch these battles play.
You have all done an amazing job in this competition, and your hard work should be commended, but I only have one more photo in my hands. And this photo represents the person who is still running towards becoming the next ultimate Girly Pop Trainer.
The 3rd and final guaranteed spot is a tie with 6 helping hand points. With a challenge win in the competition and a battle win in the competition, the final spot goes to Caddy Elizabeth Marie Wampus III.
I was hoping that they would base it off last week. I'm glad they based it on the battle. I'm glad they based it on challenge wins and track record. I've been saying it the whole time.
I think Caddy made it to the finals because of that point I gave them.
I want to give a special shout out to Aaron. Like I said earlier, if I didn't have that extra point, I wouldn't have been there, but here we are.
A big congratulations to all 3 of you that are moving on to the finale.
There's nothing to be shady about. Everything's correct.
I had a feeling that Caddy was going to get it because of the battle win. I just think it just definitely wasn't my time.
Every person in the top 3 was deserving of their placement. I might be a little antagonistic towards Caddy, but they're... Yep.
So congratulations to our 3 divas who have a guaranteed spot and get to sit and watch. Because for the remaining 4 of you,
we think you deserve to have that experience. So today you will compete in a Girly Pop Cupalooza, where you will have a true Girly Pop Cup experience.
And this is how this challenge works. The 4 of you will be randomly assigned and paired by the will of Girly Pop Faith. Then each pair will face each other on a best of 3. The winner of each set will face off to then determine who is the person that is moving on to the live finale.
And to make sure this is even gaggier, we have invited 3 amazing content creators to give you the full Premium Plus experience.
Joining us as our casters, we have ranked ladder master and Evie's publicist for this event, the People's Princess, Diana Mejia.
Yay! I follow them everywhere. Big fan.
Girl, Princess Diana back from the grave. She's here. Good for her.
And alongside her is a professional VGC player who actually ranked 40th in the last Pokemon Worlds in 2025. Also made top 4 in the Gdansk Regional. And the very first winner of the Girly Pop Cup, Sugi, is here.
I was aware of Sugi just based on what people in, the judging panel have talked about. They've participated before.
But wait, there's more. Every Girly Pop Cup needs a host to chat with you after every battle. Here, as your interviewer, it is our queerest pleasure to welcome professional gay person and self-proclaimed gleek, Blake Jennings.
So the guest judges, I think they sound lovely. I am not familiar, unfortunately, but it's not my fault. I'm a stunning person that performs in person a lot, and I just don't go online that often. So don't hate me, Sugi, Deanna, and Brett. Brett? Is that his name?
I knew of him. I am not a subscriber to any of his content. Not because I don't like his content. I guess I just haven't given myself the opportunity to watch anything that he's come out with.
It's just really special to have these bigger named creators with us.
Well, ladies, get yourselves ready because you're gonna have to batter your way to the top 4. And for the top 3, you get to enjoy from the sidelines and watch and maybe grab some water, take your time, I don't know. But with that being said, open the Girly Pop Studios.
Turn on the lights.
And may the best Girly Pop trainer, quite literally, win.
The teams are so diverse that I don't know where to put my footing.
I'm so nervous. I think everyone is low-key trying to take me not everyone, but I feel like the other competitors are definitely looking forward to taking me down. I am a big personality. I am a force.
I'm hoping for an opponent I can beat, but at the same time someone that wouldn't steamroll me. And at the same time not Llama, because I love her and I don't want to battle her yet.
So scared, so nervous, but I'm ready to take this challenge.
Boom, burst, telepathy, pixelate Sylveon with Noivern, with Tailwind. Oh my god.
Me, Archie, and Caddy sat and watched this and just had an alcoholic beverage. We truly untucked.
Are your rock blasts a giga drain on those you've attracted? Hi, I'm Sandy, and I have a whole lot to share with you. Using our water compaction technology, we can give you a helping hand. Our product's patented formula, water pulses even harden to try this away, using our brine and salt cured strategy. You'll feel fully restored, refreshed, and with full PP. Wow! Don't worry, Nurse Joy. We've got this one. A $5 shipping surcharge may be applied to those outside Alola. This product may cause paralysis, curse, leech seed, and rock tomb-like effects. Please consult Nurse Joy if symptoms persist longer than it takes to battle 1,000 times in Legend ZA.
the 3 members with the most points are automatically moving on to the finale without having to participate in this. It actually turns out that the 4 little dogs left for crumbs, they have to bicker. They have to get in the ring against each other to see who's going to get that 4th spot. First of all, good luck.
Hello, everyone. We are here at the Girly Pop Cup, and we have Dawn facing off against Aaron. My name is Chalora, and I am the bug-loving beauty here at the Girly Pop Cup, here with the lovely, gorgeous, beautiful Diana.
You're too kind. I'm Diana, and I like to think of myself as the Eeveelution's publicist.
It is the year of the Eevee.
Exactly. I'm thriving right now, truly.
Dawn here has the Glaceon, and Aaron has Umbreon. What is your favorite evolution?
My favorite has to be Espeon. It's literally my partner Pokemon. I take her everywhere. She's in all of my profile pictures.
Green or pink?
Okay, pink, duh.
Pink.
Please. I think of her as more of a lavender, but pink is fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mauve. She's somewhere in between.
Exactly.
A little bit bisexual that way. It's perfect.
Exactly. Best of both worlds.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions for what we might see, like from the Pokemon they're going to send out first? Obviously, they have to have their evolutions on their team.
Right, absolutely. So just looking at the team sheets here, I think that going based off of the fact that I see a really strong pairing with Ninetales and Glaceon, I really do hope that we get to see those come out first, coming from Dawn's side. And then for Aaron, I really hope to see maybe the Ninetales and Typhlosion combo, since Ninetales is able to pull up that sun.
Yeah, I really think both of the Ninetales are going to come out, and I'm really excited
I think so.
for that.
I think it's going to be a battle of the Ninetales, and may the best Ninetales win.
Yeah, they're going to have to weather that storm.
I see what you did there.
I actually kind of predict the Annihilate and the Mousehold.
Going for
we'll
like
see.
the go-to beat-up combo. I could see that as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't won a challenge yet, that means no one has seen my team, so they don't know what to do against me. So I took some time before today to do some practicing with my own team in Pokemon Showdown. So hopefully that helps.
I'm really, really nervous. I think a lot is banking. My whole experience here is banking on this moment, and I hope I can make you guys proud.
All right, Dawn, this is your big one. Oh God, my 2 former teammates are going up against each other. This one hurts my heart because I've worked with both of them in this competition, and I really don't want to see either of them go, but damage has to be done.
Okay, so the battle between Dawn and Aaron is just beginning. Looks like we're going to have Archaludon and Arcanine, as well as Annihilate and Mousehold.
It looks like we did get that prediction correct, yeah.
And I'm really hoping that Annihilate is not as fast as I want it to be.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going to go for that Defiant with a little bit of a beat up or something like that.
Yeah, with Beat Up and Defiant already activated, Annihilate is looking like a really big threat right now, especially in front of this Archaludon that is going to be weak to fighting.
Yeah, even if they had brought the Ninetales or the Typhlosion, it would have been just regularly effective because of the Dragon typing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and it looks like this Arcanine is going to go for the Flare Blitz. It is going to bring it down to about half. That does a good amount of damage.
Not bad.
But that is going to further boost that Rage Fist.
Taking out the Archaludon
And
right
it
at
is
the
gonna be a
beginning.
one-hit KO.
We're never going to know what they were going to do.
No. I miss Archaludon.
So Dawn is already here at a disadvantage. I'm curious who they're going to bring out. It could be the Glaceon. It could be a Hydrapple. I would be happy to see a Hydrapple.
Oh, I think Hydrapple would need a moment to shine. But I'm not sure how much
Absolutely.
Oh, it is going to be that Ninetales.
Thankfully, because of the fairy typing, it's not going to be too bad against a fighting type, but we'll see how it goes.
And it is going to put Annihilate more on the defensive side, just because if it is going to be hit by a Dazzling Gleam, it's not going to be very happy about that. And it can't
Absolutely
be redirected by Follow Me.
Yeah. Oh,
We
here
are
we go.
we are gonna see the Follow Me coming out.
Oh, and Aurora
And it is
Veil
going to be
is a
that
good setup.
Aurora Veil. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, giving us that 50% increased defense and special defense.
Will-O-Wisp is going to go ahead and hit the mouse hold, which is saving Annihilate from a lot of struggling in the future.
Yeah, I think so too. If anything, I think that kind of helps.
Oh, absolutely. And that boosted Rage Fist is doing so much damage. Annihilate
Yeah.
is the biggest threat on the field right now.
We need to get rid of that Annihilate.
Oh,
stat.
absolutely.
Even with the Aurora Veil, it didn't just like help at all.
Basically not. Aurora Veil who?
We definitely know that Glaceon has to come out next, which is a really not great typing.
No, this is actually not looking great for the Glaceon right now.
Yeah, we didn't even need to change the weather or anything.
No. And since Annihilate does have that leftovers, and since Mousehold is going to be redirecting as well as having Friend Guard on the field, that's going to be a really healthy Annihilate in just a couple of turns.
Yeah. I don't really see a lot of options here for Dawn. There's no Protect from the Glaceon. I think maybe a Blizzard. It'll be 100% accurate.
Right, I think that might just be the best option and maybe hope for a freeze on that
Yeah.
Annihilate.
This Glaceon is a little bit faster because of the Choice
that
Scarf.
crit was a double crit. Oh!
Nice!
A double crit does come out, and this does actually change the momentum quite a bit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe lose the Glaceon, but at least they'll have an Arcanine left.
Right. So Rage Fist is going to go into the Glaceon. So it is
Ouch.
going to be Arcanine versus the world.
Yeah. A shiny one at that, at least.
You know, he's doing his best. He looks great.
Just like most dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
all
just the best
reliable.
boy. And it looks like we're trying to pick what might be the best option here. And it looks like we are going to go ahead and send in that Toxapex. Shiny
it's a good stall
Toxapex.
option.
Oh, absolutely. One of my least favorite Pokemon to see
Yeah.
in battles.
I knew that I wanted to have some kind of poison toxic representation. So, my Toxapex and putting toxic on my Umbreon.
I
But
wonder
at
if
this-
Dawn can pull this out.
In this late in the battle, I fear the writing might be on the wall.
Yeah. What does it say?
It says it's time for game 2.
Yeah, I think so, unfortunately.
The Flare Blitz is going to go ahead and take out that Annihilate, but it's still going to go ahead and take Recoil for its troubles and have to go up against a full health Toxapex. With Infestation, no
and
less.
That Binding Band is going to do an extra 1/16 damage every turn.
Ugh. And with Arcanine's only attacking moves being Extreme Speed and Flare Blitz, and also having to deal with now this Umbreon, I'm
Yeah.
not sure Arcanine can take out these last two Pokemon.
It would be smart here for Arcanine to try to take Umbreon first because
Right.
Of the Baneful Bunker, but we'll see.
If this Toxic goes off, though, this is going to turn into a full-blown Toxic stall battle. And Umbreon absolutely eats up that damage. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Arcanine continues to get chipped down, not only by Infestation, but Recoil, and now the Toxic does hit.
Yeah, it's just a ticking time bomb at this point.
Oh my gosh. Poor Arcanine.
Yeah.
Oh no, he looks so sad.
Poison and bugs. It's just a stray at this point.
Oh, I know. He's got
Poor thing.
fleas.
Somebody help her.
Gonna go for one more Flare Blitz,
Yeah.
and Umbreon is absolutely tanking those. Meanwhile, Arcanine is getting unhealthier by the moment. The Spout Play is gonna be enough to pick up this last KO, and it looks like we're gonna go to a game 2.
Yeah, that takes the game for Aaron.
Going into the second match, I definitely need to stop and think more about what Aaron is going to do. Okay, I just can't go in there full force Targaryen. I need to be like Jon Snow and take a step back and really just try to understand my opponent's next moves.
I was able to beat Dawn's team pretty consistently, so I felt really good going into it.
So judging based off of game 1, it does look like that beat up annihilate combo is going to be a huge threat throughout this entire battle. I'm interested to see how Dawn adjusts in this next game to maybe try to get the upper hand in that situation.
Yeah, I think at least switching up with the Hydrapple or something. I really don't think they can bring out the Dusclops just because they're against an Umbreon automatically.
Right. I do want to see maybe some kind of weather come out first. I mean, in Regulation H, weather is huge. So
Absolutely.
even if they send in the Ninetales first and try to get that Aurora Veil up earlier, that might help them maybe tank any incoming attacks from these. Because on the other side, we have a lot of big special and physical attackers.
Absolutely. I'm not seeing a lot of options for Dawn in terms of like reducing the attack of the Annihilate.
Right. I do hope that we get to see what this Archelodon is going to do this game. It is going to be that Assault Vest Stamina variant, which we didn't get to see activate last time, which means that realistically it should be able to deal out a lot of damage as long as it's not going up against a boosted Rage Fist.
Yes. They both have different boosts, like the Stamina versus the Defiant, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they can get it off.
And it looks like we are going to go ahead and start with a weather. This is what we like to... It is going to be dual weather start. So who will be the slower Pokemon?
Oh, it looks
and it
like
is
we're
going to
get
be
some
that
ice.
Alolan Ninetales. Already taking away that Sun from Typhlosion is going to be a huge deal. However, both these ice types are not very happy to be in front of a big fire type special attacker that does have access to a spread move.
Their Alolan Ninetales disrupted my drought from my Ninetales.
Yeah, I wonder if that was Aaron's prediction to see the toss-up.
I think even despite losing the weather, this is still not a great situation for those ice types.
Absolutely. I think we're going to get an eruption right off the bat.
And I think it might be a double KO since we do know that the Ninetales is going to be slower than even the other Ninetales on the field.
Yeah.
Arcanine is going to come out. This is a good switch. Arcanine should be able to take this eruption a lot better. However, Ninetales is still going to have to take the full brunt of this. We are going to swap out the fire type Ninetales though.
Yeah, we didn't get that sun, so somebody else is going to have to come out.
And it is going to be the Umbreon. We are going to see an immediate Terra.
Yeah, get a little damage boost on the Typhlosion.
Absolutely. Especially in the case of a Choice Scarf Typhlosion, I think you do need that little bit of extra damage just to make sure that you are picking up the KOs.
I definitely could see them switching the Ninetales back in next turn as a strategy.
I think that that would probably be an ideal situation. We do lose the Alolan Ninetales here, which we're not surprised. It is going to be weak to that full health Typhlosion's Eruption, but Arcanine does take that hit really well.
Hopefully, there's the Hydrapple.
And here's the Hydrapple. Shiny Hydrapple. A caramel apple.
Yeah, it's just a little cutie.
Of course, it is going to have to tank this full health Eruption still.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised...
go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm surprised we didn't actually see the Ninetales swap back in, just to get that extra damage boost.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked, but maybe there's a different strategy going on here.
So Hydrapple is, of course, going to take that a little bit better just because of that dragon typing. But it still did quite a bit.
We might see an Earth Power from the Hydrapple just to take down some of this Typhlosion. Oh, a Skill Swap
is coming out. Maybe to set up for a future turn?
Yeah. I think the Intimidate goes off immediately after Skill Swap, yes.
It would appear so. But however, Hydrapple doesn't really care about Intimidate, being that it is a special attacker.
Yeah, and giving the Inner Focus to the Arcanine negates it entirely. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was an interesting skill swap.
Yeah. Just for fun.
This Eruption will still do a little bit of damage, but if we are swapping in that Ninetales, it should be able to at least possibly pick up a KO, maybe a double KO. These are pretty low at this point.
Yeah, unless we get an extreme speed, there it is.
Extreme speed is going to go ahead and take out that Typhlosion.
Thankfully, no eruption. No more.
Good, thank goodness, because that eruption was doing far too much damage for my liking. And we see a recover come out, so this Hydrapple is about to be really healthy.
Yeah. No more eruption disruption here.
Oh, I love that.
I could definitely see the Toxapex coming out.
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that would be a smart play, but it looks like we are going to see the Umbreon join back in, which once again.
Not a bad option.
Yeah. Maybe try and go for some type of toxic stall on the Hydrapple, since that is going to be a bulkier Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely a good idea, especially with the recover. They could even do a skill swap here if they wanted to get their Umbreon a little healthier.
That is true. Protect is going to come out from this Arcanine.
Oh,
and we are going to see a Weather Ball go into the Hydrapple. Hydrapple does take that fairly well.
Not too
and
bad.
Toxic is going to go into the Hydrapple as well, which means that now we are going to have to deal with that chip damage.
Yeah, I'm worried about the Hydrapple because it's so slow. I don't think it can get another recover off in time.
I think he would have been much happier in like a Trick Room situation.
Absolutely.
It's not his fault. He has to drag himself through his own caramel.
Yeah. And his little friends. He's got little friends in there.
Exactly.
It's not easy driving the car.
It's
But we could
not.
get a Regenerator proc, which is a 33% increase in health when they switch out.
And we
what was
have
the other
yet.
Pokemon they have?
I don't think we have yet to see what the fourth Pokemon is yet.
Is it Glaceon? I think so.
I think it may be the Glaceon back there. We are going to go ahead and see that swap, so we'll see what the final Pokemon is for Dawn.
There she
and it is going to be the Glaceon.
She's shiny, but I couldn't tell.
Oh, it's okay. She has subtle highlights.
Oh no, right into the Weather Ball.
Weather Ball is not going to be taken very well. It is going to be a one-hit KO. Glaceon, you weren't here for long, but we're glad that you showed up.
Yeah.
And then we are going to see that Foul Play go into Arcanine. It is going to bring it pretty low, but it's going to just barely miss that KO.
Yeah, definitely tanked it well. I could see definitely another Extreme Speed, maybe into the Ninetales to finish it off, but Aaron might predict that and switch it out.
I think that would be a smart swap to swap into the Toxapex, unless we're okay with getting a free swap into the Toxapex and just letting the Ninetales go down here.
Yeah. I mean, with the Toxapex on the back for Aaron, I think they're pretty secure here.
I do think that we need to respect this Arcanine a bit more, because Arcanine has been picking up a lot of KOs.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes people leave Pokemon with just an inch of health and they just don't respect it at all.
Exactly, and this Arcanine not only took out Typhlosion, but now it's been putting a lot of pressure on Ninetales, and if like you said, one more Extreme Speed and Ninetales is done for.
Absolutely. The Umbreon being burnt doesn't help either as a physical attacker, but it does also have... oh no, never mind. I was thinking the Moonlight was whatever that other ability is.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, my brain is not here.
It's okay. It's early.
Yeah.
We are going to see a Fickle Beam go into the Umbreon.
Yeah, I think that was the 70% lower damage Fickle
Yeah,
Beam.
that did not seem like the ideal amount of damage that we were hoping for there.
Yeah. Oh.
Now,
Did I miss the turn? What, did they not do the Extreme Speed? What happened?
They did. Arcanine did go for Protect there. So if they do choose
Okay.
Extreme Speed this turn, they can take out the Ninetales. However, if they choose to attack into the Umbreon instead, Ninetales did have an opportunity to Encore there, but it is going to be the Extreme Speed into the Ninetales.
Yeah. So Toxapex will be coming out and does not have any water moves, but I don't think it's going to matter against an Arcanine that's almost dead.
And we are going to see the Moonlight come out to keep Umbreon healthy, which
Yeah,
is
we're
going to
getting
help a
that.
lot in this toxic stall.
It's going to heal a little extra in the sun, too.
Now that did a little bit more damage
Yeah.
there.
That might have been the 30% increased damage. And that burn is not helping either.
Oh, absolutely not. It's definitely ticking down that very tanky Umbreon little by little.
It really could be anyone's game at this point, but that Toxic has been sitting on the Hydrapple for a good while.
Yeah, and it can no longer swap out to get that Regenerator activated.
No. If we see a Venoshock or an Infestation from the Toxapex, it's gonna be a lot.
It will be a lot. And Arcanine literally living on its last legs. I'm not quite sure how much more it'll actually be able to do.
I don't even know if it still has extreme speed at all, but it could be just stalling. Try to tank a hit if it can.
We are going to go ahead and heal Umbreon back up, so it does look like we are going to go for a Toxic Stall moment here.
Yeah.
Venoshock is going to go into that Hydrapple and actually be enough to take out that Hydrapple with a critical hit!
Jeez. Brutal. Dawn got that double crit last time, so it's only fair.
It's only fair. Despite the start, Dawn really had a lot of momentum in this battle.
Yeah, they've lasted a good long time, especially the Arcanine MVP over here.
Exactly. Arcanine, it's Arcanine till the end here, and it is going to go ahead and actually feint from the recoil here. An honorable feint from Arcanine.
Every dog has its day.
Absolutely. One day it'll be Arcanine's.
The second battle will be going to Aaron as well. Aaron taking the second battle does declare Aaron as the victor, who will be going against the winner of the next best of 3.
Girl, Defiant? Annihilate? Girl! Oh my god, the pop bomb? Oh my god! And then the Eruption? Choice Scarf Typhlosion? That is a menace to society.
No one had access to my team sheet, so they couldn't have known how to go up against me. So I think I had that advantage at least.
My poor Dawn. That guy got absolutely ran through the mud. Both battles.
Cheers to you, Dawn.
Hi, everyone. I am Blake. I am a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and filthy casual when it comes to Pokemon. I was very thoroughly entertained and knew some, but I feel like I'm going to know a lot more whenever we see Dawn and Aaron after their amazing round. First of all, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much, baby.
Very, very well fought. I was at the edge of my seat. The stuffed animals, the council was quaking in the back. So very, very excited. So first of all, I guess we'll start with Aaron. First of all, congratulations. Really well fought. So as I've already stated, I am what we call a casual. And so can you discuss the beat up, annihilate, rage fist strategy? Is that like a very typical strategy? Is that something that like you tend to go with, or like what was going with your head with wanting to start with that?
Here's the thing. I'm also a filthy casual, so
Period.
I'm also very new to this. But going in, I knew what I wanted to do with my team and my teams in general is just to be annoying, typically. I knew I wanted to have, I know this isn't about Annihilate, but I knew I wanted to have some form of toxic representation on my team. I'm not a toxic person. However,
you have to lean into it sometimes. It's like, when you play like GTA or something, it's like, I'm not a bad person, but I will be on here.
And I also, just before going into this, I did some research and like kind of looked up like the typical pairings, and Annihilate felt annoying to me, so they were a perfect fit.
Well, they literally came in swinging. Like, that was so impressive. Like, yeah, he just like, right off the bat. So Dawn, going to you. First of all, very well fought. That second round, I cannot emphasize enough. Edge of my seat. I was like, they're about to turn this around. They're about to turn this around. But, unfortunately, like the cards fall as they may. But I feel like we need to very much so give a round of applause for that Arcanine of yours. She was in the trenches, clawing for life, and she went out in round 2 on her own terms. And that was incredibly impressive. She's like, I will recoil, and I will decide when I'm done. Very impressive. So would you say?
I didn't want to give Aaron that satisfaction. Exactly. I wanted to do it myself.
Exactly. Anyway, bye. But so would you say that Arcanine is like a favorite Pokemon of yours?
I've always admired Shiny Arcanine. Being younger and not knowing how to shiny hunt, it was like, you know, seeing everyone with like their shinies in school. I was like, oh, one day I'm gonna have my own Shiny Arcanine, and he's gonna eat everyone the fuck.
Listen.
Oh,
did
sorry, like the curse word.
vehemently.
Yeah. On my soul, yeah, he was gonna eat everyone up. But yeah, that was my thought process.
Exactly. To quote Shiny, munch, munch, crunch, crunch. Exactly. So back to Aaron. So we discussed Annihilate. Annihilate 8 devoured, as we know. After your first round, you decided not to bring him in for round 2. What's going in your head whenever you're deciding the next round of Pokemon to choose?
Well, if I wasn't gonna win this match, I wanted to be able to showcase everything that I had. And you know, I brought in Ninetales and Typhlosion, another annoying pair that I have found. So going in with that Drought, Fire Terastallization, Eruption strategy that I know is kind of common and annoying. But then that Alolan Ninetales came out and disrupted my plan because they were faster? No, slower? Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, and then I always have to have my Toxapex with me just as a backup. You know, Infestation, also annoying, and it's bulky and it has Recover and Baneful Bunker, so you know, stall people out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do love that you're showing the judges versatility. You're giving them the full kit, and that's really impressive and makes for a good show. Once again, very entertained. Dawn, so as we discussed, you kind of put into a corner a little bit in the first round. What goes into your head after it was kind of like an unfortunate, like, very first go, because it's like everything kind of lined up really well for Annihilate. What goes in your head when you're put kind of into a corner from the jump?
When you're put into that corner, you do need to take a step back and just breathe and just think, okay, what can I do? It's about predicting what he might do.
Right.
So I think in the first round, I was just trying to go like Game of Thrones, middle of the battlefield, Targaryen up in there. But I was like, no, stop. You have to be like Jon Snow. You have to take a step back and analyze the battlefield and see what's going on. That's why the second match felt like a real battle. But yeah,
that was a fight. Once again, I cannot applaud enough. You like clawing for dear life. I was so impressed.
Thank you so much.
And then Aaron, I think this is maybe last question for you. So what goes into your head when deciding the right time to terrestrialize? That is where I absolutely am like casual peak. I'm not as well versed in like when's the right time to like bring in that superpower, you know?
Yeah. So I'm still figuring it out myself. But I guess just to give you an example, my Mousehold has a Ghost Terror type. And during that battle, I noticed that Dawn had Shadow Ball on their Glaceon and also a Dusclops who has access to ghost moves as well. So, you know, in that case, you know, I would usually want to terrestrialize my Mousehold so that, like, I don't know, like Ursaluna's Facade can't touch me. However, you know, with ghost type moves are super effective against ghost types. So in that case, I would not want to terrestrialize my Mousehold.
Right. That makes total sense. And speaking for any audience members that may be watching that are not as well versed, that actually does explain a lot more. So thank you so much, Aaron. And now for Dawn, on a lighter note, as your final question, we did see in the final round 2 Ninetales make it to the main stage at the same time. Who do you think outmugged?
Me. Just no. Between Shiny Stone and my Ninetales, I would have to say it was a close match, but I think Ninetales took it.
Uh-oh.
And that will be up to the fight of our editor, Shiny Stone. Well, thank you to both of you. For Aaron, congratulations. Dawn, extremely well fought. You both did such an incredible job, and congratulations for making it this far. I cannot thank you enough. And thank you once again for a truly, truly entertaining round to watch.
Thank you so much.
I am just like secretly praying that Llama just bink Destiny right out of the competition, because they have the scariest team out of anyone in the competition.
I was kind of just looking over their team sheets while they were battling and kind of freaking out a little about what I would do.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second match of this Girly Pop Cupalooza. I am your caster for this game, Roberto Cristian Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya Rosa Ramirez, but you may simply call me Robbie for short. And I am joined by...
Hi guys, I'm Sagi. Back again. Very excited to look at the games today because what do gay people love the most about Pokemon? It is the evolution, and I think, what better way to kind of just, incorporate the competitiveness of Pokemon with some cuteness, because I'm looking at the sheet and these teams are very well built. They really look like competitive teams. I would bring them to tournaments, and I'm very excited to see how this all plays out.
I'm seeing on both sheets a battle of the Amoonguss, perhaps, which is a very popular choice for status conditions. I see both of them have Rage Powder, but the movesets differ a little bit. The only difference is one has Protect on Destiny's and Llama's has Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, Llama's Amoonguss is a bit more greedy, and maybe that says a bit about the player because having no Protect on Amoonguss, basically you invite people to just hit you, but Amoonguss also has the ability Regenerator, which allows Amoonguss to gain his health back when it switches out. And with Rocky Helmet, you probably don't want to hit Amoonguss if you don't have to.
What's going to happen? Are they going to put out Incineroar and Goldango first and wall me and kill everything? Or are they going to just start boom bursting right away? That is so, my head is spinning.
Alrighty, I'm very excited for this best of 3 matches, especially because Sylveon is my favorite evolution, my second favorite Pokemon of all time. What's your favorite, Suki?
I have to say Sylveon also, and I do feel like since the introduction of Sylveon, Sylveon and Espeon, they have some similarities in their look. People always pin Umbreon and Espeon against each other, but I think the real, arch nemesis of the evolutions is Espeon and Sylveon. Psychic and Fairy type, also, 2 of the most girly pop typings in the chart. So I think this is going to be really interesting, and I think this is going to be a very explosive fight. You see the very iconic combo of now Indeedee and Sneasel that is very prominent in Regulation H just because of the type coverage they have for each other. The offensive type coverage is amazing. They are both super duper fast, so if you don't have an offensive core, this could be very devastating for Destiny. Luckily, Destiny has Incineroar, which fixes all of your problem. Incineroar can intimidate Sneasel. It's immune to Expanding Force. So I wouldn't be surprised if Incineroar comes out immediately from Destiny's side.
I also have to say that Destiny has a lot of speed control on their side, with Noivern and Incineroar, like you said, having a lot of speed, and Garchomp as well. But there is the potential for Llama to pull in some heavy damage with the Indeedee and Espeon combo as well. And, Sneasel having that Psychic Seed is going to be they're going to have very good synergy as well.
Yeah, it's just... Unburden immediately with Choice Scarf on Indeedee. They're basically going to outspeed the whole team from Destiny. Even Noivern, known to be a very fast Pokemon, will underspeed Indeedee and Sneasel. So, let's see what they lead.
We are starting with Sylveon and Noivern on Destiny's side, and Willowpill, the Alolan Ninetales, with Amoonguss on Willowpill side.
Willowpill.
I always laugh at these nicknames, and Storm as well. No, Willowpill is the Amoonguss, and then Storm is the Alolan Ninetales. So what do you think would be the good strategy for this first turn?
This Noivern and Sylveon combo was actually quite popular at one point, but the item choice on the Sylveon is a bit different. The normal combination was Sylveon with Choice Scarf, so you could immediately follow up with the Boom Burst on Noivern and go for a Copycat. So how Copycat works is it copies the move the previous Pokemon works. So let's say Noivern goes first, Ninetales goes second. Copycat will copy Ninetales moves. So we see a switch out here. into Amoonguss and immediate terrestrialization from Noivern, probably to avoid the blizzard, because it is 4 times weak to ice.
It is 4 times weak to ice. That steel terrestrialization is very smart on their part, but we see a Super Fang going on to the Amoonguss, bringing it down to half health, with the Rocky Helmet chopping down a little bit of that damage onto the Noivern, and the Aurora Veil bringing that physical and special moves a little less damage. So a good start for Llama's side as well.
Yeah, this is quite a very safe place, safe play for Llama. Just setting up Aurora Veil protects Amoonguss from getting KO'd by any combination that's going to come out from Noivern and Sylveon. And getting a Spore in so early just allows you to kind of control the pace of the game. You get to switch out Amoonguss for the regeneration. You force the Terra already turn 1, and now the Blizzard is going to hit full force into Amoonguss. So I think they're in a very good place.
So we see a switch out from the Amoonguss. It has
It's
done
Susie
its job.
Toot.
It's Susie Toot coming in with the Psychic Terrain. Hopefully here to deliver some of those expanding forces. And Noivern, unfortunately, still asleep. We see the Freeze Dry from the Yellow and Ninetales onto the Amoonguss, bringing it to half health.
I'm quite surprised it didn't go for Blizzard here. The double damage would have been nice, also just have a bit of chip on Noivern. But now Amoonguss gets to go for Spore on Ninetales. So yeah, Noivern took 1 turn of sleep, so she could wake up here and maybe dish out some damage. Otherwise, this Expanding Force is looking very scary for Amoonguss.
It is looking very scary, but Noivern with that Steel typing is going to resist those Expanding Forces, so I think Destiny is in a really good position here.
Exactly. I am really curious of how much this Expanding Force is going to do to Noivern with the Terra Steel, because Noivern is not known for its bulk, so I would guess it's still going to be like some sort of a 2-hit KO from this health. Oh, it's not. Okay, it tanked very well. Never mind.
And the Amoonguss goes down. That Expanding Force was just enough to bring it down, which is the first knockout for Llama. And we saw Charlie XCX switching into the field as well. That green color is perfect for Brat Autumn.
Goldengo is an amazing switch here against 2 Psychic type. 2 Steel types obviously going to have a field trip right here. However, I think, yeah, this Espeon brings Shadow Ball, which is very nice, obviously, for covering the Goldengo type chart. Wonder how much it could do here.
Absolutely, and we see the Expanding Force going on to both Pokemon here, but they're both Steel types, so they're going to resist that psychic damage. I would perhaps think that Llama might need to change up her strategy a little bit if she wants to deliver more damage. We see the Shadow Ball countering the Goldengo, and just like you said, a lot of damage to knock out the Goldengo.
Yeah, Espeon with that Life Orb just dishes out a lot of damage, and as you said, we need more damage from Llama side. Noivern, although a great support, itself doesn't do that much damage, even with that Boom Burst, a very high base power move, because Noivern is not a normal type itself. It doesn't get the same type damage boost, and yeah, it's just, even you're resisting the Expanding Force, the Indeedee is just clicking Expanding Force after Expanding Force and just killing your partner. So I think we really need to find a source of damage from Llama's side.
Yeah, absolutely. But Llama is looking in a really good position right now. We are seeing a switch from the Indeedee going into Willowpill, the Amoonguss. So I correctly predicted that a little bit of switch-in was in the cards for Llama. But we're seeing the Boom Burst from the Noivern. Is it going to have... Oh, wow. That Expanding Force was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That is a third knockout for Llama, and bringing it down to just a little bit of health for Sylveon. The writing looks like it's on the wall for Destiny.
Well, maybe this can knock out Amoonguss? Okay, never mind.
Unfortunately, there was not enough damage.
No. So as you see, that's the interaction with Copycat, and that's why I mentioned a lot of the Sylveon were running a Choice Scarf. They would intentionally make Sylveon 1 speed lower than Noivern, so you could immediately follow up with the Boom Burst. And because of the Pixelate, the Boom Burst will become a Fairy-type move, and because of Telepathy, Noivern would be immune to that Boom Burst. So yeah, the item choice here with Throat Spray, maybe Llama wants to get that boost from Hyper Voice and then just go from there. But because of that, it's a bit more difficult to get that Boom Burst combo off.
Yeah, and unfortunately that Expanding Force was enough to knock out the Sylveon, netting a win for Llama in this first game. And we are moving on to game number 2.
Game 1 was kind of a steamroll, so...
I need to put that Noivern the F to sleep.
So, moving on to the second game, what kind of strategy do you feel that Destiny needs to do to pivot and perhaps gain some momentum going into the second game?
I think from Destiny's side, definitely try to bring out your damage dealer with the Tailwind setup already. So maybe you can lead Noivern and some sort of support like Incineroar or Mungus, get the Tailwind up, get a parting shot out from your Incineroar and bring in your Choice Specs Podengo or the Life Orb Garchomp. And from there, you can outspeed Indeedee, you dish out very strong Make It Rain or Earthquake next to Noivern, obviously, who is a flying type.
Absolutely. And I think the Incineroar, I don't think we saw the Incineroar in the last match, did we?
No.
No, I think the Incineroar would have been a good choice as well to, with that fake out, to perhaps back the Amoonguss a little bit into a corner and gain an advantage for the game.
Yeah, for sure. If you look at Llama's team, there's 2 Psychic types. There's a Dark type. There's an Ice type. There's a Grass type. And Incineroar is will have a great time. There's only Sneasler that really threatens close combat onto Incineroar, but obviously with that Intimidate, most of the Incineroar can take a hit from Sneasler. So I definitely think leading Incineroar here could just make more space for the damage dealer from Destiny's side, and maybe set up a Tailwind sweep.
I'm excited to see as well if Sneasler is going to come out on Llama's side. We also didn't see the Hydreigon, so maybe we could see the Draco Meteor in action. Although, yeah, against the Noivern and the Garchomp, there would be a lot of damage. But we do have the Steel Terra, so that could be. So maybe Hydreigon might not be the play, but I just like to see a little variety in my games.
Yeah, I definitely think Hydreigon is a very good, Hydreigon does its job when the team allows it to. Looking at Destiny's team, it has a lot of counter to Hydreigon, like Sylveon, like Noivern, like Garchomp, like Incineroar. So yeah, Hydreigon works very well when the team is not prepared for him because he has a very special typing and speed stat. However, he is lower than Noivern and Garchomp, which a Dragon Claw, threatens a big damage, and that Sylveon, obviously, Hydreigon is 4 times weak to Fairy. So that could be a bit awkward.
Absolutely. We will see what our players have in store for the second game. I am speechless.
I really hope to see Incineroar as a lead right here. I think leading Incineroar is like brushing your tooth in the morning. It's very intuitive. You can just go from there and see how it goes.
Absolutely, and it just feels like a very natural first step for you in the morning.
Exactly.
And we're going to see the Garchomp and the Incineroar, as we were talking about during our walkthrough, from Destiny's side, and the Indeedee and Amoonguss on Llama's side. We see the Intimidate going off, but Amoonguss and Indeedee are not gonna suffer too much from Intimidate. They don't really care too much from Intimidate because they are more support Pokemon.
I had the biggest feeling that I had to have Psychic Surge up for the fake out because I don't have Covert Clerk on my Ninetales, and I had a feeling that was gonna happen. So I wanted to make sure that my Indeedee came through.
Yeah, I think this is a much better lead from Destiny's side. Obviously, Incineroar immediately threatening a knockoff on Indeedee or Flare Blitz onto Amoonguss. And the double up from Garchomp and Incineroar will most definitely KO Amoonguss if it doesn't choose to Terra. And I don't think an Expanding Force can knock out Garchomp here. We are perhaps seeing a fighting Terra Blast from Indeedee here straight on. Depending on the investment on Incineroar, some of them can live this attack. And if Incineroar does live, it might be a bit tricky for Llama.
Absolutely. And I want to say it was very, a little bit peculiar. Oh, the fake out doesn't go in because of the psychic terrain.
I've
That is a very common mistake. It is a very common mistake, yes.
Don't ever be discouraged when you click a fake out on psychic terrain, because we have all done that before. And Incineroar lives that actually very well, and luckily it's just a Rage Powder coming out from Amoonguss, so no Spore here, which means, yeah, I think Destiny has a chance to kind of switch Incineroar out here to preserve it for later and just try to knock Amoonguss out here. Maybe with a good roll, Dragon Claw can get there. It's a bit tricky though.
I was going to say earlier that we didn't see a terrestrialization from Llama in the last game, so it is really good that she is utilizing her resources, going for that Terra Blast onto the Incineroar, knocking it down. Unfortunately, Incineroar was not very useful in this fight. We are so glad that you show up, King, but that Dragon Claw is going to connect onto the Amoonguss, bringing it down into the red. This Amoonguss is so incredibly bulky.
Yeah, and Garchomp is really taking a lot of damage, not only just from the Rocky Helmet, but from the Life Orb recoil. It's going down to almost half, and to be honest, maybe a Terra Fighting Blast can pick up at this point. Gholdengo is now in a perfect position. Nothing really threatens it on the board. However, it is the Choice Specs variant, so it is a bit tricky. Normally, if you're life, or maybe this is just like a perfect situation for you to set up a nasty plot and try to sweep from there. But here, maybe switching out the Indeedee would be nice. I think you really want to be able to click Expanding Force rather than Terra Fighting Terra Blast. The damage really differs.
Yes, and Susie Toot really, really thrives in a scenario where she can elongate her stay in the competition. We see another Terra Blast onto the Garchomp, bringing it down into the red, and the Earthquake. That Protect was a very smart choice on Destiny's part, and that Earthquake is enough, and a critical hit onto the Amoonguss.
Wow,
I don't think that
doesn't
critical
matter,
hit needed, but we see a double knockout, bringing some momentum back onto Destiny.
Yeah, for sure. It is a very cute Protect on the Gholdengo. However, it is Choice Spec, so if Destiny wants the Gholdengo to do anything in this match, it has to switch on now, because most likely Garchomp will go down this turn.
Yes.
So it really depends on what Destiny has in the back that can resist Psychic and Ice. I don't think there is that anymore because Incineroar went down. So,
have we seen the fourth? Yeah, it would be the Sylveon, because they have to bring their evolution.
Right.
To every
Well,
match.
It is gonna be a bit tricky here. However, it seems like Llama has a different plan right here.
Ninetales needs to get out of here ASAP.
Yes, it does seem so. We see the Espeon and the Alolan Ninetales working together again. They seem a little bit cornered by the Gholdengo, which is now switching out, which is a great move from Destiny because it's now no longer locked onto the Protect. And there is our trans right icon, Miss Sylveon, coming into play with a Protect from the Garchomp.
Yeah, this Aurora Veil obviously is going to be very nice to just negate the damage coming out from the opposing side. However, wow, that did a lot. Expanding Force is just nasty. That's why you want to make sure you have a Dark type or a Steel type on your team when you build for Regulation H, because these Expanding Force will not spare you at all.
Absolutely. They deal a lot more damage under Psychic Terrain because Psychic moves are boosted, and just the spread move from Expanding Force is really threatening. Now, the Garchomp is going to go down to Life Orb?
Yeah.
Yes, to the Life Orb, leaving the Sylveon alone into the field, being knocked out by the Espeon, winning the game for Llama.
There's Goldengo. Wait.
Oh, there's Goldengo. Wait, you're so right. You're so right. We're going ahead.
There's still a chance. Yes.
There is still a chance for Destiny.
Destiny still has a terrestrialization in the back, so Terra Steel is very nice here. You will not be weak to Shadow Ball. You're going to do more damage into. Maker Rain will knock out both here, regardless if Destiny chooses to Terra or not. So I actually think Destiny might pull this off. I'm not really sure what Llama can do here to KO this Goldengo this turn. None of Ninetales' move will hurt Goldengo at all. And the Shadow Ball, as long as Destiny remembers to Terra here, should be pretty much okay.
Absolutely. And the Goldengo is full HP, so it is in a prime position to... And there it is, the terrestrialization going onto the Goldengo. It is in a prime position to win this match for Destiny.
As long as there's no crit. If I was Llama here, I'd probably just go for a Blizzard and hope for a freeze. This is what we call you play for your outs and you just try to be lucky. So let's see how much this Shadow Ball does. Yeah, it does not even go above half, and it is a Moonblast coming out from Ninetales, which will not pick up Goldengo. And it is a Shadow Ball, actually. Yes. Well, that changes things, because I don't think Shadow Ball 2 KOs Ninetales behind Aurora Veil, and maybe 2 Blizzard can get there.
Destiny, what are you doing? All you need to do is click Make It Rain and you have the win. Why did you go for Shadow Ball? Why?
Destiny could have used Make It Rain and just let them host have it, and I think that they would have won that. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. Which, and you can cut this part out, but I feel the need to say none of us are pros by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely, and the Make It Rain would have been a slightly more offensive choice. It is a spread move, and Ninetales is 4 times weak to...
Yeah, that's not getting there anymore.
So, yeah.
The drop on special attack will further lower the Goldengo's damage. And yeah, definitely Destiny should have gone for Make It Rain there. It would have hit very hard on Ninetales because it is 4 times weak to Steel, and Espeon was only on a sliver. So a bit unfortunate, but it was a very good fight. I think at the end, to position Goldengo in this position to just be able to sweep what Llama has in the back. I think it was a very back and forth fight, and definitely I think the game 2 adjustment worked very well just by having Incineroar there to disrupt the opponent's game plan.
Absolutely. And congratulations to Llama, now for real this time, for winning the second game. And moving on to the finals, we are going to see an Umbreon versus an Espeon. It is the Colosseum rivalry battle that we have been waiting for.
The Battle of the Sisters.
The Battle of the Sisters.
I'm glad I don't have to go against Aaron and that Toxapex. I know I would have lost. 2, really proud of Llama, especially after last week where she got destroyed by Callie. 3, really proud of myself for holding my own in game 2.
And we are back. Hello, Llama. Hello, Destiny. First of all, congratulations to both of you. That was such a well-fought fight. I was so... Once again, I will not be able to sit comfortably this entire day because it is just... I'm on the edge the entire time. You guys both did such a fantastic job. Starting off with Llama, first of all, hi, congratulations. But we'll get to that. First of all, you had some iconic names in your lineup of Pokemon.
Thank you.
Absolutely iconic.
I tried really hard. That was my main thing. I was like, this team needs the best names.
Exactly. But no matter what happens, we're going out with a show. So I completely appreciate that. I wanted to say, first of all, devastated that Sigourney Weevil, I'm assuming, never got to make it to the main stage. But I know for a fact that you probably have other names that did not make it into the top 6. Were there any alternates that were being considered when making these names?
There were a lot of other drag queens, for sure. Love a good drag queen. I think these names specifically, very much I just saw them and I was like, I saw this Pokemon, I was like, this is this girl. This is this girl.
Absolutely.
Alolan Ninetales being the weather setter has to be Storm from X-Men.
Absolutely.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
A mushroom? Willow Pill, absolutely.
Yeah. How could it not be?
Sneasler was the hard one. I had a moment, but then I remembered the poison nails that Sigourney had in holes, and I was like,
yeah, oh
this
my
is
God.
this bitch. Oh,
absolutely.
Sorry. This is this girl. This girl is Sigourney Weaver herself.
Incredible.
Like,
unafraid to reference or not reference. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you ever have her in your party in like a little picnic, like Sneasler puts her hands on her hips and does a little like showing of the nails. Like you have to pay attention to Sneasler in your party.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Incredible. Thank you for sharing with us your creativity.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Destiny, first of all, you put up such a good fight. It was so like, it really could have been anybody's that second round. It was so impressive. So I actually wanted to ask that going into round 2, what goes through your head? Like after like taking a loss that again, pretty close, like it really could have been anybody's round. What goes into your head going into that second round? Like keep the composure, like really fight back. What are you thinking?
Need to deal with that damn Aurora Ninetales.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But also to not tell her right away. Because I realized as soon as I tell Noivern, I'm like, oh, I just left everyone else on my team up. Oh, they're all dead.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, again, incredibly impressive. So actually, back to you, Llama, with that. So after you win a first round, what goes through your head? Like what after the win, I feel like you also can't get like too cocky, you know? So like, what are you thinking to keep yourself like grounded, go into that next round just like ready to swing?
I'm just gonna say Destiny's team is a force.
Yeah.
A force. When I saw that I was going up against Destiny, I'm still scared. Like literally I'm still shaking. But I knew for a fact after that first that the boom burst pixelate wasn't helping them. I knew for a fact Incineroar was coming up first. I knew I had to get that fake out away because I forgot to put Covert Clerk on my Ninetales. So I was like, Psychic Surge has to be up. And I'm shocked I didn't even trick her team twice. And that's a big thing I have is like doing a little trick moment, and I couldn't with her.
Right. Absolutely. Well, again, very impressive from both sides. Cannot emphasize that enough. Destiny, this has always been a question of mine, and everyone point and laugh because this will be the ultimate casual question. But as somebody who tends to only use damaging moves in Pokemon, what would you say is like the perfect time to use a Protect? Like when is your gut saying like this is the time to lock in on that?
Well, I knew it was Protect once at the game, because that was Togedendo is the only Pokemon I know is Protect on my team.
Right.
Also, probably a casual thing that I shouldn't do on the Pokemon of choice specs. But probably wasn't a good time. But probably a good time to use Protect is when you know that the Pokemon that's going to use Protect is the biggest threat on the field.
Yeah.
So you know that it's going to get those attacks. So to allow your other Pokemon to get off the other attacks. And if you're using, Earthquake, which is another reason why I use Protect that turn.
I was about to say, like, wrong Protect, you could have fooled me. I was like, ooh, wait, they're giving that 5,000 IQ move. I can see this. So I was impressed. So Llama, so you gave Susie Toot some boxing gloves in round 2, making her fighting type. What inspired this choice? Because it did seem to pay off.
Incineroar.
Yeah.
that ray of sunshine, as I like to call that fire type.
Right.
I don't have a counter other than Terra Blast, Indeedee fighting type for that Incineroar on my team.
Right. Take that kitty down by any means necessary. I
literally. Like don't even use my my gimmick. It's fine. We just take that cat down.
Take it down. Exactly. Susie.
This is a dog household.
Right. Susie, PETA will be at your door, but it was worth it. So, Destiny, I gotta tell you, so impressive keeping your composure at the very end of Just Goldango, putting up a fight. Like, I gotta tell you, if I saw one Pokemon on my side and 2 Pokemon on the enemy's side, I would simply pass out. So what helps you keep that cool? Because you were locked in, and I could tell. Like, it was very, very impressive.
I actually wasn't, because because the turn before, obviously, I protected from my Garchomp.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next turn, when I realized, it's probably just going to be Dodongo, I was thinking, okay, what can I do here? Either Shadow Ball or make it rain.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized, Dragon Claw probably killed that Espeon without Aurora Veil. So I wish that's what I did, and then that would have changed the skills. But anyway, 2v1, I was just thinking, take out the Espeon and then focus on the Ninetales, and let's make this extra hard by tearing into Terra Steel. Let's make every move kind of not effective. Because I was anticipating the Shadow Ball right away from that Espeon.
Yeah. Well, absolutely fantastic. And once again, you should take on like card games or something. You should go like to a casino, because you could have fooled me with that poker face. I was like, Destiny knows what they're doing.
Well, there was one moment where I was like, I just lost.
Well, you know what? You once again could have had me fooled. So my final question goes to both of you icons. So Llama, you have Espeon. Destiny, you have Sylveon. I hate to pit 2 divas against each other, but who would you say is top mother?
Sylveon. I love my baby. I love my baby. She is literally Charlie XCX, the scholar. Okay,
Right.
She is
Right.
marked.
Right.
Sylvie, a fairy type is always mother.
Yeah. I understand. I'm glad it went that way. I did, but you know, a little controversy could never help. It could never hurt if we had an argument about it. But I get it. Where would Charlie XCX be without the impact of fairy types in general? Like, she knows.
Exactly.
She knows. Yeah.
The fairies pick her up.
Yeah,
Gosh.
exactly. How do you think Brat sold? Period.
Exactly.
Well, thank you to both of you. Llama, congratulations for moving on to the next round. Destiny, once again, such a great fight. And congratulations for making it this far. I cannot thank you enough on behalf of the people watching this for putting on such a great show.
Thank you. And thank you, Llama, for whipping my ass. But I needed it.
Oh my god, thank you, Destiny, for putting up a very threatful, very amazing fight. Thank you. I was literally shaking, girl. Literally shaking. I am still so scared, because even winning against Destiny, which I did not think was going to happen, I still have to go up against this Typhlosion and Annihilate combo.
I'm watching my sister sashay away. Sad. Anyways, I'll see you all in December.
Okay, it is the battle of the wild cards, okay? Okay, viewers, it is battle of the wild cards. In the left side of the ring, you've got Aaron. Aaron, nobody's really seen how he's gone in this competition. There's a whole slew of combinations he can pull out. Nobody knows what to expect. Llama, not a single person named her as their biggest competition, and yet she has annihilated every single person she's gone up against.
I was particularly scared about Amoonguss because of the spore, and I don't have a way to combat that, so...
Once again, I need Willow Pill, my mushroom psychedelic enthusiast. I need you to hold it through and just put every threat to sleep, dude. And then Size Spam can take the rest.
Hello, hello. I will be one of your casters for our finals here, where we will be seeing who is going to be winning between the two twins, Espeon and Umbreon. I'm Diana, and I'm here with Sugi.
Hi. I think this is such a fun match because besides from Umbreon and Espeon, we also have the Kanto Ninetales and the Alolan Ninetales again.
That as well, yeah. Two
Yeah.
twins, two different sets of twins duking
Very
it out
much,
to see
yeah.
who is going to be number one.
Yeah, and then another fun fact, this is a bit nerdy now. We also see Choice Scarf Indeedee and Choice Scarf Typhlosion on opposing team. And fun fact, they have the same speed stat. So if they are both max speed, they will speed tie. So I think that's also a very fun part. Obviously, they could be running not max speed, but if they are, there's also like a fun little competition right there.
Yeah, there's so much going on between these two trainers. I'm excited to see how this plays out. What do we think our leads are going to be for this matchup?
To be fair, I'm just glad that there's an Indeedee, which means we probably won't see Toxapex.
That's right, yeah. Toxapex has been an entire menace throughout this entire tournament, so I would love to not see Toxapex in this battle.
Yeah, however, obviously Umbreon is a dark type. It is immune to the expanding force, and so in a way, we probably will still see Toxic though, but probably in a less toxic way.
I would love to see the Sneasler come out, since Sneasler is kind of a staple of Reg H right now.
Yeah, also like obviously helps Indeedee with that Umbreon, with the close combat, it's going to do huge damage. And Indeedee already threatening the Mouse Hold Annihilate combo, a huge expanding force will just destroy Annihilate right here. So really curious of how both trainers are going to lead.
Yeah, and even with the Hydreigon here, that is also putting a lot of pressure on the two ghost types that are on Aaron's side.
Yeah, I think the lead will be very important for this matchup because, as you can see, the Indeedee Sneasler combo and then the Kanto Ninetales Typhlosion combo all offers a lot of damage. And if you kind of lose on lead, you have to try to claw back, and both of the team doesn't really have very good defensive switch ends. So I think a lot of the momentum will be decided on lead.
I think so. All right, and it looks like we are opening up the first battle of our final round. And it is going to be that Umbreon and Typhlosion and Ninetales and Amoonguss.
Yeah, so again, this Ninetales and Amoonguss lead just trying to play defensively. You get to set up Aurora Veil, and you get to pretty much spore the Typhlosion if you choose to Terra here. One thing to be aware of is if Kanto Ninetales switch in here, the Aurora Veil will fail.
Right.
So that's one thing, we have to keep in mind.
Yeah, that is something that they are going to have to keep in mind, is that Aurora Veil might not be the ideal choice here if we do see that swap. And it looks like we might actually see that swap. And it is going to be the Kanto Ninetales to set up the sun, which means Aurora Veil will not be able to go up this turn.
Yeah, and also the damage boost on Eruption. This is going to be very devastating. I think Amoonguss should still survive this with the Terra Water. However, it's just a huge momentum swing. Even with the Spore, Alolan Ninetales is probably just going to go down here without doing anything. And then the weather will forever be sun instead of snow.
That is going to be a huge change in momentum here. We are going to see that Terra come out on Amoonguss. Like you said, hopefully it is going to be able to survive this full health, sun-boosted, Terra-boosted Eruption that is going to come out from the Choice Scarf Typhlosion.
Let's see. I think maybe like 60, 70%?
Amoonguss is actually going to take that pretty happily. We do, of course, see Ninetales go down. It was so nice to know you, Ninetales. And we are going to go ahead and see that Spore go into the Typhlosion, which means, hopefully, we'll have a little bit of time to maybe change the momentum of this battle.
Water Amoonguss? I never knew. I know that that's the meta, but I didn't think it would do that much for me. Oh my gosh.
Help me.
Yeah, we see in the back here, it's the double Psychic users. Amoonguss, if you swap out here, can gain your health back. I would actually prefer to see Espeon here, because what you get to do is you swap in Indeedee into the Amoonguss slot, and then you set up Psychic Terrain. However, it is the Indeedee here coming out, just immediately threatening the Choice Scarf expanding force onto the Ninetales and the Typhlosion.
Absolutely. And with that Typhlosion asleep, hopefully, unless we get a turn one wake up, But it is going to have to take that guaranteed turn of sleep. It is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage without having to worry about that speed tie that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And now he has Typhlosion has to take an expanding force, and because it is locked into eruption, I feel like this could do like at least 80%, if not 2 KO. Yeah, so
that is going to do quite a bit.
Not do a lot of damage, even if Typhlosion wakes up next turn and wins the speed tie. It is a weather ball into Amoonguss. This should be, yeah, pretty much okay.
I would love to see an Espeon swap in that slot, just so that we can activate that regenerator.
Yeah, and Expanding Force will KO Kanto Ninetales here anyway.
Absolutely.
So it's a really safe switch into Espeon here, but it's a Rage Shatter again. Maybe, oh, okay.
We are going to get a turn 1 wake up. I would love to have some kind of luck like that when I battle.
Yeah, literally.
So of course, since it is so low health, like you mentioned, that eruption, excuse me, isn't going to be doing quite a lot of damage, and we are going to be able to pick up the double KO here with Indeedee using that expanding force on both Ninetales as well as Typhlosion.
Yeah, this is just the power of Indeedee. You are so fast, you can just spam your spread moves again and again if the opposing side doesn't have a resist or immunity from dark types. However, yeah, it is a missed opportunity here. If Espeon was a swap in this spot, you have a double expanding force next turn to really threaten big damage onto Toxapex. And Umbreon obviously is immune to expanding force, but you do have Dazzling Gleam on Espeon, I believe, and that should still be able to do some damage.
And it looks like we might want to go for a Spore on that Umbreon, which would probably be very helpful since Espeon is not going to be very happy to be in front of a Dark type.
It is expanding force. I think Toxapex will just go down here.
It is going to go ahead and live on its last legs, and Indeedee goes down here. That is huge.
Bulky, yes. I think if Toxapex would have just gone down there, yeah,
it would have been in a much better position.
Yeah. However, Amoonguss is still going to be able to get the Spore in here. And because of the Rocky Helmet, if you don't know,
Rocky Helmet
Infestation is a contact move. So
yes.
We learn something every day, I guess.
Once that happened, I said I lost.
So now with that Umbreon asleep, Espeon is in a much better position to come in here, but with Amoonguss so low, since that regenerator didn't get to activate, I'm interested to see how much more Amoonguss will be able to actually come into play here.
Yeah, but because Toxapex went down, Infestation is not in play anymore. So if we just spend Dazzling Gleam and Pollen Puff here, I think it should be that
Dazzling Gleam is going to do so much. Espeon with that huge 130 special attack and with the Life Orb extra damage.
Yeah, single target also. Yeah, and because Espeon outspeeds Umbreon, this is pretty much
This is going to go ahead and wrap up the game here, and it looks like game 1 is going to go to Llama.
Yeah, I think being able to pull back from that turn 1 Kanto Ninetales sweep was very nice, and it just showcased the power of Amoonguss. The Terra Water just allows Amoonguss to stay on the board for so long to protect the Indeedee, and spamming the Expanding Force. As I mentioned, Toxapex is weak to Expanding Force, and with that Rocky Helmet to just pick up the KO helped a lot. If Toxapex would have stayed on the board, yeah, the stall game would definitely be on the other side's favor.
Absolutely. And I think this also just shows how much of a threat Expanding Force or Psy Spam in general can be, especially in this meta and when you have poison types on the other side.
I didn't use enough resources that were given to me, like, you know, coaching opportunities, and I kind of just went at it on my own.
Although, you know, Umbreon is on Aaron's team, it is the evolution on Aaron's team. However, all other 5 mons are not resistant into Expanding Force, and they also don't have a resistance Terra into Expanding Force. A lot of people now choose to pack a Terra Steel, for instance, on their Dragonite, just to have a better side spam matchup. However, this is not the case. So I think if Aaron wants to win this next match, he really has to plan around Indeedee and that, nasty expanding force.
Absolutely. And I think Umbreon is going to be a huge factor in the momentum of the battle. If Aaron focuses more on trying to get that out on the field in front of those big size spam users, that might be able to help him take those expanding forces, of course, being immune to them much better, and maybe clear the field of all of those big special attackers.
Yeah, for sure. One thing when I was looking at Aaron's Umbreon, what was really interesting is most of the Umbreon run Snarl.
Right.
And that would for sure help a lot against its Indeedee because you can, for instance, protect your partner and just go for a Snarl and try to lower the damage. However, Aaron chose Skill Swap over Snarl, so it really depends on how he tries to navigate.
I wonder if even opening with something like the Mouse Hold and maybe Terrafiring that Annihilate might be useful to get that Friend Guard on the field early and maybe try to get any redirection if they don't choose to start with Size Spam.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I think the Mouse Hold has Taunt, so that'll be very useful against Amoonguss to stop the Spore and just create more space for the damage dealer to come in and do their job.
All right, and it looks like we are about to hop into our game 2. Let's see how these trainers choose to start here. And it is going to be that Mouse Hold and Annihilate combo. That big beat-up threat is on the field. And Alola Ninetales does have an opportunity to, once again, perhaps try to go for that Aurora Veil.
Yeah, I like this adaptation a lot. However, I don't think you KO Amoonguss behind Aurora Veil with a 4-time Rage Fist. So maybe you could go for Bulk Up Taunt. Maybe you could go for something that's not beat up Rage Fist because I don't think it KOs. And if Amoonguss gets a Spore onto Annihilate, that would be very devastating.
That is going to be a big factor here. It looks like they did go for that typical beat up strategy. And we are going to see who Annihilate actually chooses to target into here.
My calcs could be wrong, right? Maybe this Annihilate will just pick up Amoonguss, let's see.
It is going to go ahead and see if it can try to get this KO, and it does bring it to just under half.
This Spore into Annihilate now just creates a lot of space. Mouse Hold is basically not doing much on the board anymore. It has Beat Up, it has Taunt, it has Follow Me. Amoonguss can really safely switch out here into whatever damage dealer is in the back and just start to put damage onto this Annihilate and Mouse Hold.
I wonder if here you still defensively Terra just so that you're not having to eat those big fairy type attacks. Being partially a fighting type, he would not be very pleased to take a Moon Blast while he takes his first turn of sleep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Terraing here is definitely an option, but then you're basically saying, well, I'm playing for a 1-turn Wake. And that in itself is a very hard decision to make, I think, in turn 2 of your game. Another thing is because Indeedee is half normal type, that Rage Fist deck basically means nothing to Indeedee. So this will be a bit tricky. It's just a Follow Me from Mouse Hold to try to protect the Annihilate, and it will do its job.
Right. And with Annihilate asleep, Indeedee did swap in for free, basically. So we now have a full health Indeedee that can threaten a KO on this Annihilate with that expanding force. And we also do have Moonblast that could potentially take out this Mouse Hold if it somehow manages to escape the wrath of this expanding force.
Yeah. What's really nice with your spread move user being faster is you get to KO the redirection with your spread move.
Right.
And then, this is not looking great.
This is not looking great.
It's probably just going to go down to Moonblast here without the Friend Guard's protection.
So we are going to see a double KO on this turn. Meanwhile, all of Llama's Pokemon are basically completely healthy.
Yeah, Umbreon is still in the bag, so there's still a way for... there's still a way to come back, I think, depending on what's the 4th Mon. It is the Toxapex again.
It is going to be the Toxapex, which is going to be weak to that expanding force still. And with Umbreon also weak to that Moonblast, one of these is going to have to Terra.
Yeah, I think the right choice is definitely to Terra Toxapex here. I don't think you want to Terra out of your immunity into Expanding Force.
Right.
And Toxapex and Umbreon both have very good defensive stats, so I think they should take the attack well. The question is if you have enough health to set up Infestation and then get a recovery up. I think that's the main point right here.
Right. It is going to come down to what it seems like some type of stall if we do have a way out of this very, right now, decisive looking battle.
Yeah, and Didi just putting up so much pressure and just going to go for Expanding Force. Again, no Terrestrialization coming out from the Toxapex, and yeah, it does over 90%. Damn.
It is going to be a critical hit. Umbreon is going to be a little less healthy than he would have liked, but that Aurora Veil is putting in so much work with that foul play not doing quite as much damage as maybe Aaron would have liked.
Yeah, also Indeedee not known for its attack stats, so even without the Aurora Veil, I think Indeedee would have survived. And Venoshock, because there was no Toxic on Ninetales, not doing a lot of damage, especially with the snow up.
Right. Toxapex is going to avoid this Expanding Force for this turn.
This is just a Moonblast into the
Umbreon to take out the Umbreon. So Umbreon no longer in play here. So it is going to be a low health Toxapex against the world.
I want to say the Toxapex still has a chance, but Toxapex is very slow.
I think this freeze dry might just be enough, if not the Expanding Force.
Yeah, it's a single target, full power Expanding Force, and that's just gonna knock out Toxapex. And yeah, the force of Expanding Force.
Exactly. This really just shows how powerful a size spam team can be, and it looks like game 2 is going to go to Llama.
Congratulations to Llama for the wins. Like, very strong showcase of understanding of their own team, and I think this is one of the most rewarding thing when you build your own team and you're like, I know what my team does, and I know what adaptations I can make into each game. I think that's that's why I like to build the team.
Absolutely.
Llama's Amoonguss and its Spore, I couldn't get through them.
I cannot believe it. I can't believe it at all. That's so crazy. I was on the bottom and I get to go to the finale.
Oh, come on, Lava Rizzy. Come on, girl. I did not see that coming, but boy, am I glad that she proved all of us wrong.
And we are back. Congratulations to both of y'all so much for
I've seen some of Blake Jennings stuff, and I just go, that's a
fantastic round. It has truly just been match after match after match of just entertainment, truly entertainment. Thank you guys so much for putting on such a great fight. Llama, I'm gonna start with you. Congratulations, you're going on to the finals. How do you feel?
I am so excited. Thank you. I did not expect this at all. I was only in the top once and I got annihilated within 5 minutes in my match then. So for me to be this to do this well here, I am really excited and happy.
Incredible. What would you say? So my first question to you is, what would you say is your typical pre-game ritual? Is it like a song or affirmations, or are you just going in raw dogging it, you know?
I tend to scream a lot of obscenities and try to scream out my anxiousness, because as silly and goofy as I come off, I am like a little shaky poodle sometimes. So I try to scream off all of my negative feelings and focus in.
Incredible and healthy, I will say. That's fantastic. I think therapists, any therapists in the comments that are watching this, confirm. I think this is actually a very good strategy. Okay, now going to Aaron. Okay, so first of all, once again, really well fought. How are you feeling? I know you clawed your way up to where you are now, and genuinely for making this far, congratulations. off the bat.
Thank you. I felt like I was the underdog this whole season because I've never won a challenge. But I feel like I redeemed myself a little today by winning one round.
And listen, it was a great first round too. So like genuinely you should be proud. And this one too, a very, very well fought fight. So from what I heard from the announcers, again, I'm not as well versed, but from what I hear, Terra Among Us is a force. So the Terra is activated. What immediately goes through your head when you see that happen?
I lost.
Fair enough. Is there any like strategy of like any way to work around that, or was it just a really unfortunate matchup in that situation, you think?
I mean, I had the team sheet in front of me, and I knew that they had a water Terra, and it like my whole strategy went out the door. And it has access to Spore, which puts me to sleep, and I don't have anything to. Yeah.
I understand. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can prepare, you can be such a good combatant, and at the end of the day, it's luck of the draw. It really is. And that's kind of the fun part, you know? It's like it's anybody's game anytime. So going back to Llama, I just wanted to say, on a much more lighthearted question, it warmed my heart to see the text "Willow Pill is the center of attention" on my screen.
Oh, who said that? Oh, it didn't say it in the game?
It did. Yeah.
I love that. That's how nervous I was. I wasn't even paying attention to any text.
I completely understand. But leading to my question, though, do you think that you made Willow Pill proud today?
I hope so. I named her after her favorite recreational drug.
Absolutely.
And she came out on top. I would have not won this battle without sporing that. No, seriously. If I didn't spore that Typhlosion, if I didn't spore that Umbreon, my team is heavily based on Psychics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, darks are scary.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, it would have been very, very like neck and neck, like thoroughly like at my throat. So
totally.
I'm very thankful for that. And Spore wasn't
that.
on my first moveset that I was gonna do.
Yeah.
That was a 11:58 when the teams are due at midnight decision that I did. So
listen, sometimes inspiration hits and you just got to run with it. I understand. So what would you say is your strategy going into the finals?
F it, we ball.
Period.
Prage, a lot of praging in chats. Streaming and begging to maybe switch an item or two if possible. It is still Latina Heritage Month, so maybe I can get away with something.
Absolutely. Incredible. Well, genuinely best of luck, Llama. Aaron,
Thank you.
Who from your team, so obviously great fights today. I cannot emphasize that enough. Who would you say from your team was your all-star today?
Honestly, it's probably, I don't know. I think all of them did really well. My favorite is Toxapex, just because a pink shiny and a love ball. You know, she is that girl.
Yes.
I don't know. I would like to give it to Toxapex, but I think the winner is probably Typhlosion. I don't know. We can vote in the comments.
Absolutely. Both strong contenders. We could have a double Shantae if we have to. I completely understand. And then, okay, so a final question for both of you. And this one is also a very newbie question on my end. So I heard this terminology while this fight was going on. Offensive versus defensive Terra. When is the right time to use which one, in your opinions?
Well, when you have an Amoonguss against a Typhlosion.
Oh, fair enough.
I am, shockingly, even though I did Terra Susie to Destiny for offensive, I am more a defensive Terra human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always panicking. I need a second to think. So having a defensive Terra, I can take a hit and then I can be like, oh, I see what we're doing here. Let's pivot. Let's do a different plan, you know?
Absolutely.
It gives me a second to think. But
yes.
yeah.
Congratulations to both of you. Aaron, extremely well fought.
You can do it.
And Llama, congratulations for moving on to the finals. Genuinely, great job to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now our sisters, Stone, we are back to you.
I think I showcased myself really well, and I'm proud of how I did. I learned that it's okay to be myself and try new things, and that I need to be around more people who give me good energy. And this experience was really wonderful, and I'm thankful to have been asked to participate.
You could put me up against any of them. I was going to win simply because I have the delusion to believe it.
I'll be so real. I didn't really pay attention to the battles. I'm sure they were great. The casting was lovely. Deanna and Sugi and Blake doing the interviews, that was lovely.
This has been a Girly Pop Games public service announcement.
Welcome back and congratulations to our top 4! I just want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. I have loved getting to know you guys these past 4 weeks. Seeing each of you shine in your own respective ways was just truly so inspiring. And seeing the camaraderie and community that we've made through this just makes me so happy. I know how much hard work that you guys have all put in with your time and with your professionalism and with just being good people to be around. I just really, really wanted to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to get to know you.
Which brings me to a big thank you for trusting us. And I appreciate all of y'all indulging us in making this something that hopefully can become a big thing. But this is not about us. Now it's about the 7 of you. And I just want to say thank you so much and congratulations for our top 4 for doing an incredible job, be it the social game or be it the actual battling game. And I want to give a big, big thank you for our 3 divas who leave the competition today. Thank you so much to Aaron, to Destiny, and to Donovan.
No, seriously, you 3 did a fantastic job throughout the entire competition.
With that being said, Aaron, Destiny, and Donovan. Aaron, any last words?
Turns out poison doesn't slay the competition, but I'll always leave a lasting status effect.
I'm proud of you, Aaron. Good job.
I really liked being here. This was like, so in addition to this, I have been participating in my first D&D campaign, and that, I don't know, like these 2 things are kind of similar because I'm with a group of people that are very kind and fun to be around, and now I won't have this, and it's bittersweet. Like, I'm glad I had the experience, but I'm sad that I won't have all of these gays and theys around me.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for your brilliance, your time, and your knowledge and your patience throughout this competition. Destiny Kai, any last words?
I do have a speech. No, I'm kidding. Well, I do have something to say. Getting to know all my fellow competitors has been a blast. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, all stars. Bye.
Of course, I wanted to be in the top 4. That was everyone's goal. But I didn't expect to meet 6 lovely people who I know will be there for me if I need them, who I'll be there if they need me. We have formed a sisterhood, and nothing in this competition or outside can take that away from us.
Destiny, thank you so much. Thank you again for your time. Thank you again for trusting in us. And thank you again for taking the step to put yourself in different situations that I'm sure were quite challenging, and you've navigated through them beautifully. So thank you so much for being here with us. Which brings to our last contestant, a bitch who had a lot to say about me on the interview with Blake. Donavel, any last words?
I really do love you, Shiny. It's no shade. I really do. I really do look up to you, for real, for real. I started taking content creating seriously in February because getting closer to 30, I really didn't find what I wanted to do yet in life. And content creating really, really, really changed that for me. In a way, it sounds dramatic, but it really did change my life. And having this opportunity to bond with all of you guys and really did give me a lot to look forward to and a lot to look up to. You know, it doesn't matter where you start, but where you finish. And I will always carry that since I was a young teen. So this is not the last you will see of me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for everything, truly, truly. And for my exit line, crown it. Mwah.
Oh my god. Not the little I can't say that. FAG walk away.
Dawn, thank you so much for being here with us, for your wittiness, your humor, for bringing the energy up, and for just being that bitch. So thank you for participating on this competition.
I may not have gone to the finals this time, but one day I will. And trust me, this is not the last that you've seen of me. Trust me. The Prince of the Bronx isn't the Prince of the Bronx for any reason. I really run this shit on my soul. So I cannot wait to see you guys on the flip side. Or on Twitch. Or All Stars. Mwah. Thank you, Bronx Villains. I love all of you guys.
As for the rest of you, the 4 of you have a live finale to attend. So my question to the viewer at home, are you Team Archie?
I need to win this competition because I represent a long lineage of queer and trans people who have decided to pursue careers that are stigmatized to survive. And I feel very fortunate that I'm in a situation where I can do this on my own terms. But there are plenty of my friends and colleagues that might not have had those situations. But we still persevere, we still fight, and we still use our platforms in some way to advocate for freedom of expression and autonomy, and also finding and reclaiming power by expressing your body in the way you want to.
Are you Team Caddy Marie Elizabeth Franklin Wampus III?
Top 4 is here. Team Caddy Wampus. Thank you for being along this ride with me. As someone that isn't a huge creator, I mostly focus on drag in person. I'm glad to be able to show off who I am through this. So, yeah, thanks for joining the ride with me.
Are you Team Regan Thracia?
I have truly had such a great time doing this. I want to thank our organizers so much for making this such a great experience. And I will be destroying you cunts in December.
Or are you Team Llama Rizzy?
Girl, watch your back. Size spam doesn't leave anybody alive.
Llama, a special congratulations to you for clawing your way to the top While none of these bitches thought you were a big competition, you proved them and everybody else wrong. And before we go, remember, if it feels like it's scratching and burning, you should get that checked out. Thank you, everybody. Bye. See you on the live.
I'm really hoping that in that top 2, I'm facing Regan. Because when it comes to the divas, the 2 bitches that have been doing the best are me and her. And I want to fight, I want to beat the best.
Stay tuned for the finale, because I may look a little different, and I'm going to show you some true cattywampus puss.
For the live with Archie, Regan, and Catty, oh my god, this is going to be entertainment.
I'm really proud of all of my sisters.
Team Llama. Team Llama all the way. East Coast, take the crown, East Coast. Team Dominican all the way. Period on my soul. Yeah, on that homies.
I'm waiting for Miss Llama. Bring that crown home. You know, you got this. You and the Espion. And the Indeedee. My goodness, you got this.
I want to see Llama win because they beat me. So, you got this.